Welcome back, friends. This is Steven. Welcome back to Eaudetreasure, my YouTube channel where I'm blogging about my hobby of collecting fragrances in Japan. I buy and I collect discontinued, vintage, rare, and interesting fragrances. In this video, I'm going to do this one right here. In this box is no. This is a twofer. There are two vintage bottles of Chanel Egoiste. So that's this video and a preview for the next video. Here's another men's classic, guys. This is a vintage bottle of Dior Dune. So that's going to be next. I'm going to bang out these two videos right now. And yeah, let's get to it. Let's open this one up and I'll show you why I bought these, what's special about these bottles of Chanel Egoiste. And there's a chance that I might get screwed because there is a potential problem with one of these. So let's hope everything's all right and get this thing open. Okay, here it is. Let's get through all the plastic wrap. All right, so here they are. These are two 50 ml vintage bottles of Chanel Egoiste, still sealed in the original packaging. I'm not sure what year they came out. We're going to examine the boxes and take a look at that, see if we can date these. The seller, so the same seller had both of these for sale in different listings. And I was interested in this one because this one has some problems. You could see in the listing that the wrap, the box or the wrapping was warped. And from past experience, that's a big problem. That could indicate that the bottle has shattered or cracked and the juice, the alcohol, the chemicals spilled out and caused it to look like this. So that's not a good sign when I saw this. Luckily, the seller was very nice and the seller was very cooperative and responsive. So I asked some questions before I bought this. What I did was I was just asking about both of these, buying both of these together for a discount because I wasn't sure of the condition of this one inside. And the seller dropped the price on this. It was really reasonable, and I bought this one before I bought this one. And then I started to negotiate and talk about this one. I asked the seller if they thought that the bottle had cracked or broken on the inside, if it was ever opened. The seller said no. And I asked them to lightly shake the box if they could hear if there was any liquid inside. And the seller said, yeah, there was liquid inside. I didn't ask them to weigh it, but they both feel the same weight. I'm checking it right now, so that's a good sign. I had bought a Dior Eau Sauvage, a vintage one from the 90s or the 80s. And when it arrived, this was like 3 years ago. When it arrived, it had some signs of the plastic wrap was like stretched and very tight. And the box was a little discolored. And when I opened it up, the bottle was empty inside. It was nasty. It was a broken. And I talked about that in another video in the past. So I was worried about that with this one. Let's look at, well, here's good news about this for you guys. Usually when I get these sealed vintage boxes, there's no way I'm going to open them. I'm keeping these for the future. I'm not buying these to wear. I'm buying these to add to my collection. And someday I'm going to make an online store and sell them off. And maybe use this YouTube channel to do that. But with this one, the good news is it's kind of already messed up. I'm thinking about opening this one up, guys, and looking at the bottle and spraying it and telling you what I think about it. So first, let's date these boxes. Let's do the best we can to see when we can determine when they came out. So there's a big difference, actually. I didn't notice this in the listing. You see one big difference with the boxes. The 50 ml is in a different spot, and Pour Homme is here. So the first edition of Chanel Egoiste, you have the, there's no Pour Homme here at all. So you know that this is an earlier one. This is the next edition that came later. So This was created by Jacques Polsch. Actually, I did another Egoiste video. I'll put a link up here to that video. I talk a lot about the history of the fragrance. I won't go too much into it. Jacques Polsch made this. It came out in 1990 was the first year. This is a sandalwood-based fragrance. The original name was Bois Noir, something like a dark woods or black woods. This was one of the first men's fragrances that was based around sandalwood, and it had lots of different concentrations of woods inside this fragrance. And it is like I said, it's a classic masterpiece. There's no argument on that front. So that's a really basic history of this fragrance. You might know Egoiste Platinum or Platinum Egoiste more than this one. This wasn't a big seller, actually, according to Raiders of the Lost Scent, which is a great reference if you want to look at the history of some of these fragrances. This wasn't a big seller. Bois Noir didn't sell. They changed the name to Egoiste. And this wasn't selling either. So a few years later, they came out with the Eau de Toilette Concentré version of this. And that didn't sell that much. But it took a while before this became a hit. They created the Platinum Egoiste to go in a different direction with this fragrance. And that was more of a hit than this one. One of the rare times where the flanker is more popular than the original one. So before we look at that one, let's check this one out before I open this up. So my guess is this is somewhere in the mid to late 90s. So from 90 to 94, it looked like this without the pour homme here. Then from something like 94 till the late 99 maybe, it looked like this. We have that green dot. That green dot tells us that this is after 1992. All right, we got a batch code on the back of this thing. I'm going to need a flashlight to see if I can see that number there. What is that, a 1? Maybe 1912 is the batch code on that. Maybe this one is 92. I don't think so. Maybe it wouldn't say a pour homme here. We have the barcode on the back. All right, let's look at the back of them. Let's compare the back. So it is different. You have the 50 ml here. You have an 80% alcohol volume here. You have this difference right there. You have the same barcode. And there's a little batch code here. It looks like an X034. And nothing here. All right. Let's compare the bottoms of them. So this one doesn't have the green dot, and it has some has a batch code right here, 0305. This might be a 1990, guys. We're gonna look at this one a little bit closer in a second, but I want to smell Egoiste, a vintage bottle from the mid-90s. So I'm going to open it up. What is this thing worth? Maybe I'll tell you now what I paid for these. So together, I paid about 9,000 yen, and when you convert the to US dollars, it's about $65 or $66 I paid for both of these. This one I paid a little bit less, so figure something like $29 for this and $36 for this, something like that. What are they worth? I'm not sure, guys. You can tell me what you think these are worth. This one, an original, maybe the first year sealed. Maybe this is worth 150 bucks. Somebody might pay for a 50 ml, where the 100 ml might be 250. Who knows? And this one, well, I'm going to open it up, but I still think this would be worth more than double what I paid. I mean, I paid 30 bucks for this, so this has got to be worth maybe 60 bucks. So let's open it up. I want to open this thing up, and I want to see what a vintage bottle that has never been opened of Chanel Egoiste smells like. And I want to see if this thing got messed up. Let's see what this bottle looks like inside. See, I'm trying to squeeze the box out, but it's like glued to this wrap, so the wrap's got to come off. It's like stuck to the box. Maybe I'll leave some of it on the bottom since it's stuck there. All right. Doesn't have a Japanese sticker on it, so this was bought overseas and brought to Japan. All right, there it is. The box looks, I mean, the bottle looks clean. So I don't know how it got messed up. Now, is it full? Can we look at the level of it? You got to assume that's full, right? Even though it's not completely to the top. All right. Let's look at the bottom. See if we can find a batch code on the back. Here it is. That's what we saw before. 1912. So I'm going to look this up and tell you when I think this came out. But first, a spray of the good stuff. How does this look? Does this look clean? Yes, this looks very clean. Wow. All right. Initial sprays. Let's try it. One more for good measure. All right. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I smelled this the last time a few years ago. I forgot what this smells like as the alcohol, as it dries off on my hand. Yeah, this is just, it is exactly, it's a woody fragrance with a little bit of spice. It has a tiny bit of sweetness from rose and cinnamon. I swear I smell a little bit of ginger in the background, but I don't think ginger's a note. There's sandalwood, there's a couple other woods in this, and of course there's leather, there's some vanilla, there's some, I think there's some tobacco as well. Really, really, really great, really elegant. All right, let me look this one up and tell you when it came out. All right, that took a while. I just got back looking at some of the references like Check Fresh or Cosmetic Check and Raiders of the Lost Scent. To be honest, guys, I feel bad. I can't give you a definitive answer with this batch code 1912 on the back of this. Just from the clues on the box, it has the green dot, so it's after 92, but between 98, after 98, it had some ingredients here. It said like aqua and perfume, and that's not here. So I'm led to believe that this is maybe from the mid-90s. Who knows? Somewhere between 94 and 98 or 99. When I look up the batch code, it says 2017. I mean, and it can't be 2017. Is it? 2011? But there would be a long list of ingredients on the back. Just look at this. So I'm thinking this is mid to late 90s. Guys, if you have a better idea, let me know what you think. That's basically it for this video. We can take a look at the older box first before we go. I know this video went long, but this is really an interesting one for me. I just wanted to explore this with you. This is definitely from the first few years. So with this batch code 0305, the fact that it has the barcode but no green dot, it must be 1990, 91, or 92. I think 92 has the green dot thing. So this is a 90 or 91, one of the first editions of Egoiste when it came out, branded this way. I hope you liked the video, guys. I know it went a little bit over, but I'm just fascinated by this stuff. I hope you are too. If you did like the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you like this kind of content, subscribe down below to my channel. I don't see myself stopping anytime soon. I'm trying to, but it's an addiction. I can't stop. And leave a comment, say hello. Let me know any information you have on these boxes and this bottle. This is beautiful. I'm glad that I got this. This is fantastic. It smells great. I can't wait to wear this in the wintertime. It's a throwback. It's a classic. I wouldn't say it's totally dated, but I have a lot of stuff that I like more that's kind of more modern, some of the newer tobacco fragrances, but I definitely appreciate this for for what it is. So that's it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.